North Carolina received a failing grade for public education funding. That's according to a public school research and policy group, Education Law Center. Compared to other states, North Carolina is at the bottom for its efforts to fund public schools. WR's Destiny Patterson talked to the research director for the study and gives us a closer look at the data.
Do you think public schools get enough funding?
No, there is not enough money that's put to public education.
Out of the 15 people that I talked to today, only one person told me that they believed public schools were well funded in North Carolina. A new study from the Education Law Center says that North Carolina puts in low effort when it comes to public education funding. In fact, it ranks it at the bottom compared to other states.
The report looks at the latest census data from 2022. It shows funding for public schools has not kept pace with economic growth. Researchers call that a low effort to fund education in North Carolina.
If it raised its effort up to the national average, it would be able to raise a significant amount of additional funding.
The study found that North Carolina spends 30% less per student compared to the national average. Mitch Kokai with the John Locke Foundation says the amount of funding doesn't necessarily equate to better education.
What we should be focusing on is not the amount of inputs, the money going in, but what we're getting out of this.
Educators and school boards have blamed staffing shortages on low pay, and counties have struggled to keep up with needed capital projects.
Money for public schools have been a growing concern as funding for private school vouchers have continued to grow.
On average, North Carolina is spending about $6,500 on private school vouchers. That's less than public schools, but the state has expanded the program, making even the highest income families and current private school families eligible.
Vouchers that provide funding for non-public education have typically diverted funding away from public school students.
It does not have to be an either-or situation.
Ferry says public school funding is an investment. She hopes that the research will lead to policy changes in states like North Carolina. Destiny Patterson, WRAL News.